Hi, how are you doing? I'd love to know how you're really doing. Not just the surface answer, I'm fine, I'm super busy, I'm getting stuff done. No, how are you genuinely doing inside? Well, for me, an indicator of how well I'm doing is how easily I'm able to bring myself back to center when life triggers me. Because let's be honest, we all get our buttons pushed. Maybe not every single hour, but almost every single day. If we want to step back into our full power and truly live from peace, clarity, and self-mastery, we have to understand one of the biggest things that keeps us stuck. It is not a lack of information. Many of us already have a ton of knowledge. We've read the books, we've taken the courses, we've listened to the podcasts. We may even know exactly what would help us come back to our inner refuge when those cold winds start blowing. And if you've watched my full video series, you've learned the 2 essential steps from striving to thriving. And that is a beautiful leap forward. But here's the challenge I've seen over and over again in other people's lives and in my own. When those winds pick up, when life gets intense, when a difficult situation becomes a full-blown inner storm, if we haven't anchored ourselves in new habits, new patterns, new ways of responding, then we tend to automatically default to the old ones. And those old patterns make us vulnerable to fear, confusion, overwhelm, anxiety, discouragement, and even despair. But the more we practice breaking free from those old habits and overriding limiting belief systems, the more power, freedom, and self-mastery we begin to reclaim. After decades of working with people of all ages, I've seen this again and again. One of the biggest things keeping us stuck is our conditioning, our old habits, our belief systems. The subconscious programs we don't even realize are running our lives. So it's not enough to just read a book, take a course, feel inspired for a few days, and then expect our life to radically transform overnight. Real transformation asks for practice. And I believe there are 2 main things we need to focus on every single day. First, developing our awareness. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I doing? What is happening inside of me right now? And second, constantly upgrading the old habits, the belief systems and conditioning that are no longer serving us. Because if we don't develop awareness, we won't even notice the old patterns when they're appearing. We'll just call them me. My anxiety, my reaction, my anger, my fear, my personality. But often what we're seeing is an old program playing itself out. Because many of these programs live in our subconscious mind, they can be extremely difficult to detect. And that is why awareness matters so much. It helps us become gentle detectives of our own inner world. We begin to notice the thoughts, the reactions, the emotional patterns and behaviors that often are sabotaging our peace, our energy, and our full potential. This process of unlearning is really the heart of the work if we want to experience true freedom, peace, and joy. So today I want to share with you 2 resources that I'm creating to help you go deeper into that process. The first is a new book, I'm currently working on to accompany this video series. I'm super excited about it. I'm having a lot of fun writing and designing it, and it's called From Striving to Thriving. Big shocker there. It will include the teachings from this YouTube series, but it will also give you something the videos can't fully provide, which is personal space. Space to reflect, to observe, to write down what you're beginning to see in your own life. Your habits, your reactions, your resistance patterns, your emotional triggers, your energy leaks, your limiting beliefs. This kind of personalized work is incredibly powerful because as you develop your self-awareness, you gain the capacity to change what was once an unconscious program running your life. I'm not exactly sure when the book will be available, but I want you to know that your questions and comments are helping me shape it. So if you have any questions at all about the first 11 videos, if something feels unclear, if you want to share where you struggle the most, Or if maybe there's something you would love me to explore more deeply, well, don't be shy, leave a comment here on YouTube. I do read and respond to your comments, and they're helping me make this book as relevant and practical as possible. Okay, the second resource I'm happy to be offering is something you'll see in the next few videos I'll be adding to this playlist, and that is meditative stories. I've written these stories by drawing inspiration from the teachings in this series, and I'm offering them as a way to help the concepts move from your mind into your body, your emotions, and your subconscious. There are 3 reasons why I love meditative stories so much. First, they help you slow down. They invite you to breathe, soften, take time for yourself, and create a quiet space where awareness can grow. And as you listen, you can practice noticing what's happening inside you without judging it, fixing it, or pushing it away. Second, stories are powerful because they can bypass the rational, critical, defensive mind. They speak in symbols, images, emotions, and felt experience. And that allows them to reach the subconscious mind, where many of our habits, beliefs, and old programs are stored. And third, stories help us understand teachings in a way that is emotional, memorable, and embodied. Sometimes a concept explained intellectually can make a lot of sense, but a story can help us really feel it. And when we feel it, we remember it differently. So the book and the meditative stories are both designed to help you continue this deeper work of upgrading old habits, old beliefs, and old conditioning. I'll gradually be adding some of these meditative stories to this playlist, and you'll also find more on my website at consciousliving.solutions.com. I also have multiple books currently available through Amazon and Ingram Spark. Thank you so much for your presence here. It is truly an honor to be able to share this journey with beautiful souls like you. So thank you for having the willingness, the courage, and the heart to do this important work. I want you to know your light matters, your healing matters, and your awakening matters. Every single step you take towards peace, clarity, and self-mastery positively impact our collective consciousness. So peace to you.